Hey, ¿qué pasa, Calexico? Welcome back to the podcast. Before we begin, I want to wish everybody a happy new year. It's the first episode of 2020. I want to thank my sponsors, Sergio and Jake. Thank you guys for sponsoring the podcast. I was in a bit of a hiatus from the podcasting world, but I'm back and I'm really excited of today's guest. I'm here with the guys from Sweet Orange. Thank you guys for taking a little break and being on the podcast.
Thank you,
man.
For having us, man.
Appreciate it.
Before we begin, do you guys want to introduce yourselves? Like your names and...
Sure. Should we go
This way.
that way?
Names. My name's Reyes Ortiz, and I'm the drummer.
Cool. My name is Quentin Millan, and I'm the bassist.
I'm Ricardo Zuniga. I'm the lead guitar and vocal. Lead vocal?
Lead vocals.
Vox. Yes, sir.
Lead vox.
Well, my name's Fernie. I'm the rhythm guitarist for Sweet Orange.
Cool. Where does the name Sweet Orange come from?
Man. Well,
It's a great one.
not really. It's a really lame story.
It's great.
But basically, it doesn't come from anywhere. Doesn't mean anything. Funny enough, I was driving down Dogwood Road back here to Calexico, and I was driving with my sister in the car, and we happened to be driving past a couple of signs, and some signs said like oranges or whatever types of fruits, vegetables. And then one of the signs said sweet oranges, and I'm like, this was a time when this was before you, but this was a time that we were barely kind of getting started, and we said, okay, you know what, we can't really cooperate or go on and bring this all together if we don't even have a band name. Mm-hmm. So we would throw names back and forth, really ridiculous names, I'm glad they were behind us.
Which was the lamest one that you guys...
Dude,
The lamest one?
Dude, I remember you put RM53.
Oh, yeah!
Because it was the room number of theater.
Because, that's technically where we met him, and we were all together in the same thing. So I thought,
it made sense.
It made sense, have a cool band name with a meaning, whatever. But, yeah, didn't work out.
It didn't. And I was like, nope. And then we threw, the stupidest names.
All over the place.
Right. We just threw them right. And then when we drove by this sign, I saw Sweet Oranges. I'm like, And I remember I messaged him. I'm like, hey, guys, our band name is Sweet Orange. Don't question it. Don't ask. Don't say anything. That's it. They were like,
It was actually a project name, too. Like, when you threw it in there.
Yeah.
We were like, you know what? If we're going to take it seriously, then we need a name. So this is the name. We can't come up with a good one. Until we do, this is the name.
Just to get started and have a name. And then they're like... Okay, sure.
We like it. Sounds good.
We went 3 weeks. They were like, I kind of like the name. And then he's like, yeah, me too. And I'm like, I don't mind it either. So you guys want it to be that? And they're like, yeah. So I was like, cool. So that's the name.
So just bam.
Yeah,
just happened.
There it is.
Yeah.
Just grew on that
Sweet and simple. Yeah.
Sweet
and simple. Yes.
That's another cool band name if you guys want to branch off.
We get copyrighted for Sweet Orange. We'll definitely
Sweet and simple.
An alternate right there.
So you guys met, the three of you met in theater company at Calexico High School? Or?
Yes, the three of us. He came afterwards. We met him. Where did we meet you?
I had him for class at IBC.
Yeah, I remember I was watching I think you guys were in the Split Thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where.
I was listening to that podcast and I remember.
Yeah, so I just had him for class and, eventually he just came up because of our friend Rico and he ended up joining. We met up at the mall and just talked.
That's a funny story. We had a class together a year ago.
No.
That was like
3, dude. Because
3 years ago, and
1 year ago.
And we had a music class, and we were always,
ironically,
we were that. We were those. I didn't even know your name, dude.
Yeah. Shit. If I knew yours, I would have had you a long time ago.
It was just like, oh, it's the guy from my class. What's up? And we just,
So we were newbies.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, who are you?
I would always talk about him too, because I was like, dude, I remember we needed a drummer. We went through several drummers, and I was like, dude, there's this one drummer I remember from class because our teacher would always pick on him. So I was like, dang, he's a drummer. He's into our kind of music. He's Travis Barker inspired. So this guy's crazy on the drums. So I was like, we need that guy, but I can't remember his freaking name. I just knew him in class.
Yeah, after that class, it was just
parted ways.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah, you have those people where oh, I have that class. You see them at the mall or whatever.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Travis Barker. So you guys are really inspired by Blink 182 and that music that era where Green Day and all those bands.
Punk. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have several influences in the band, but I mean, I guess those are some pretty main ones.
Yeah.
if you wanna say.
Do you guys when you were growing up, that's the music you guys kind of listened to, or
I did,
is
yeah,
what when you was it that era that you guys grew up? Because I remember I listened to Blink 182, Green Day, and all those, and I feel like you guys are kind of young for that music, or is it? I mean,
the oldest.
but the thing is that I was thinking about it too. Is that Green Day and Blink have even though they started like in the maybe like mid 90s,
Early 90s.
they're still like really popular now,
Yeah.
especially with younger kids and stuff.
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you guys watch like the React channel on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
kids
so
react,
they-
teens
they-
react.
Oh,
adults
right.
react.
So they sometimes they'll put music, do you know this music? So they'll put like Blink 182. Like kids are like, oh, I love Blink 182 or I love Green Day. So like, yeah, it's funny that how the music, their music and the music that you play is like super popular even nowadays, even though it's
Right.
a little bit of an older genre or whatnot.
Right.
Hold on, let me-
That's all you good.
Do you guys find a lot of people that like myself that I'm almost 40 and that go to your events and they're like, oh yeah, you guys rock, do you get a lot of that type of people coming out, or
You mean people like that? Sounds disrespectful. But you mean people that age? Like
yeah like me like because I'm almost 40 and like do you get people older people that are like, oh you guys I like your music or whatnot?
There's some people
There's a
here.
variety.
There's a good variety here. I mean, I'm not so sure here too often. Like we usually play shows where there's like a bunch of kids our ages, if not a little bit older, maybe in the like mid 20s and stuff like that.
But that we've come across people like that. Yes, we have. Like there's actually people that enjoy that type of music, and it's cool because it's like oh that's what I grew up with, and it's like, and it sounds really nice and it's awesome, and they just kind of like they make you feel like, oh, that's cool. Like, but it's not just us. There's a lot of people.
It's funny because one of your live streams, you guys were playing when I come around for
Right.
So it's funny because I was watching your live stream and then I was like, shit, I'm gonna go watch some old Green Day videos, right? So I was watching that one video and I was like, I clearly remember when I was a kid, I was like, man, fucking Billy Joe, what's his name, Billy
Joe Armstrong.
Yeah. He dresses so fucking cool. I want to dress like him. And even I was like, man, that video is like 20 years, and like I still feel like that he dressed like his clothing back then was like it's still like
It's still relevant.
relevant. Yeah.
It's still relevant. Yeah.
So and it's funny that like whenever you guys are live, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go check him out because I grew up listening to a lot of Green Day, Blink. Like Damn It is one of my favorite songs from
I remember once we were in a studio and we were also live streaming. He was the one who requested like for us to play Damn It.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was the one who requested
crap.
it, and then we were like playing Damn It on the studio. The one time we were with Mark and Alexi.
Yeah.
you guys have been playing like in the LA area. What's that one bar you guys?
The Whiskey A Go Go.
Yeah, and you guys are gonna open for
Drake Bell.
yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about that? That event and when it's happening and.
I mean, that was pretty crazy.
It wasn't until like after a few days after that.
Yeah,
that
2
show.
days to be
Yeah,
exact.
2 days after that show, they hit us up through our Instagram,
Yeah.
Sweet Orange Band,
Yeah.
Follow him on
and
Instagram.
they let us know, hey, like, thank you guys for coming up, thank you guys for playing with us, and we were just telling
Thanks
them,
for playing whiskey.
yeah, thank you guys
Thanks
for
for
having
playing
us,
whiskey.
Mm-hmm. And yeah.
they told
We
us,
said no.
listen, like, if you guys are interested,
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I told them, they responded. They're like, thanks for playing the whiskey, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I responded to him. I was still in that area, so I responded to him, and I was like, yeah, like, thank you so much for the opportunity. Like, it was an amazing experience. We'd love to play for you guys again someday, We hope to play for you guys someday.
Yeah.
And sure enough, right then and there, he just messaged right back. He's like, I mean, we have a slot open, and, you guys want to play for Drake Bell?
and
And we were like, what? I was blown away. It took me a couple of seconds, and I was like, oh no, like, oh my god, like, that's so crazy.
Dude,
So, and
I was fucking. I just got out of work when you said it, and when I saw the message, I had to literally fucking pull over to make sure I read. What I
yeah, he said that. He's like, dude, I just pulled over for this. Are you serious?
Yeah, like don't fuck with me, dude. I just pulled over like in the highway. Like,
I was just laying in bed. I was like,
what were you doing?
I was just there in my room. Too. Like,
He's just laying in
I did
bed.
like a double take. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
For those people that don't know who Drake Bell, he was really popular back in, was it
Like the early 2000s,
Early
mid
late
2000s.
Drake and Josh.
Drake and Josh.
Drake and Josh.
Yeah, I think that's how. I think the people that I told from my family to like certain friends, it's like we're gonna open up for Drake Bell, and they're like,
Who?
"That's cool." No, they're like, "That's cool." I'm like, "You don't know. You don't think you realize who I'm talking about." But Drake and Josh, they're like, "Oh," I'm like, that, which sucks because it's like that's the only way he gets recognized.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
kind of sucks.
I
That's
know.
his legacy.
This is why he
Right.
loves Mexico.
Honestly, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, and his music's pretty good too. It's
Yeah.
really good. It's,
Yeah.
What kind of music does he play?
He plays a good variety. He has a lot of stuff going on. Like right now, his new single was like Fuego Lento.
Yeah,
you know,
he's-
and it's like a Spanish kind of thing.
Spanish.
And
Very
it's really
popular
good.
mix.
It's really good. But he has like a good mix. Like his most mainstream one was probably like the Drake and Josh theme song and stuff like that.
He made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that's the kind of music he plays, like that cool like rock kind of stuff.
All right.
But he has a variety of
So,
things.
but you say he's popular in Mexico?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's really popular.
if you haven't kept up with like Drake Campana, that's his Twitter
that's
name
his.
and
That's
everything.
his.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's his
Yeah.
Instagram.
So he's all about like Mexico and stuff because I mean nobody like you said nobody really recognizes him here in the States
Over there,
as
they-
Drake Bell.
Love him. Over
But
there.
over there in Mexico, everybody loves Drake Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or Drake
and
Campana.
it's kind of like Josh is co-star from the show. He lost weight, and people are like, like.
Right. He was like not that like.
Yeah, now he's a vlogger and all these things on YouTube.
Right.
I remember, he made a couple movies, and I was like, dude, I couldn't get over the fact that it was, that he wasn't playing that funny, dorky
Yeah.
kid.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
now
I
Right.
he's
remember
more
what
weird.
movie it was, and that was when he came out that he was like super, slimmed down and kind of.
He came like that out in the Drake and Josh movie, the Christmas special that they had. That was like the first time I think everybody saw him as the skinny Josh Peck.
Yeah.
You know? Because before that, he was like the still dorky, the big chubby guy. But then that's when he got like whatever he did, and now he's all skinny and thin. And good.
Do you guys have any like original songs that you guys are have written yourself, or is it pretty much
Everything.
We
Yeah,
have a
we
lot.
have plenty of
everything
originals.
we've played. Is
Everything
original.
we've played is original.
I think the only covers we have played is like, Damn It.
Damn It, She, Haha, You're Dead,
Green
First
Song.
Date.
That's it.
Yeah, just stuff like that.
Other than that, like we do enjoy playing covers and we don't mind doing them every now and then, but we really like to push that originality out there.
Yeah.
That's cool. Do you guys have any platforms where people can listen to your music, or?
We still have SoundCloud. You can listen to some of our stuff on SoundCloud, But I mean, it's pretty outdated in a way because we haven't really kept up with that one since we're now into like recording in the studio kind of thing and getting our music on like bigger platforms like Apple Music and Spotify.
Yeah.
So you can find us there. You can just look up Sweet Orange.
Like we'll come out on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes,
Oh, that's cool.
Pandora, everything else.
Pandora, everything.
So far, there's one.
I think except YouTube.
Yeah.
For some reason, we can't come out on YouTube, but everything else, we're pretty much there.
Oh, really? But you can't like upload like just like a video like where you put like a maybe your logo and then the music.
cover art and then the audio.
Probably,
Oh,
yeah.
what?
We could
Yeah.
probably do that.
We never fiddled
we
with
just
that.
haven't. Yeah, we just haven't fiddled with that.
Yeah,
at
that's,
all.
I mean, sometimes that's what I do with the podcast. If I don't record like video,
Yeah.
I'll just get a picture of whoever I'm interviewing.
And you just just the audio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, okay.
I mean, we could do that. We just haven't really gotten around to do that. 'Cause
Yeah.
We're more focused on like practicing and preparing for new shows because we have a couple of good shows lined up for this year so far.
Right.
And then we still got to go back to the studio, record our music. So we got a lot of going on.
So how's the studio time going? Like, where are you guys recording and?
We're recording at Redline Studios right now. It's
Imperial.
basically our friend in Imperial. His name's Luis Alvarez.
Yeah. Rocky.
We know him as Le Rocky.
Le Rocky or La Rocky.
And I kind of forgot why he went by that name.
Yeah, that was his nickname back then because he himself was a performer. He was a drummer, a really badass drummer, guitarist, singer, all that cool stuff. I mean, we love you too, buddy.
No, he's great.
Yeah, he's great.
He's a multi-instrumentalist. He's great at everything he does.
Yeah, so he's really professional about like recording, and he knows his stuff. He'll give you advice, and all these cool things as you're in the studio because he wants you to succeed.
Yeah, he's
And it's
definitely
a- and
taught
it-
me a thing or two.
Yeah, it's a home studio, but it's a really really nice home studio.
Yeah,
Like,
very
it has this
professional.
red, like this big red room with like all the speakers and then all these fucking
A Kemper, all these cool
compressors
things.
and all this stuff. Yeah, like it's really good. Guitars on the wall.
Yeah, like it's really professional. Like
Yeah.
for a home
Right.
studio, it's one of the most professional places we've been here.
Yeah.
No, I mean a lot of like artists like record or they have their own home studio, and that's a lot of people that's how they make their music.
Right.
And it's becoming more accessible to
Yeah,
record at
it's
home.
really simpler. It's become a lot simpler. The reason when he mentioned SoundCloud, I was kind of like, ooh, the songs that we uploaded on SoundCloud, with the exception of one, which was by Luis, like 3 years ago. 2
Yeah.
years ago.
Ooh, all the days, the first
All the
one
days,
we
the
ever
very first
released.
song. We were barely learning. We were burning.
Yeah.
I internally burned that song to the ground. I burned it. It's out of my life, but we still play it because obviously, like, there's a lot of people like that are like,
actually
oh, like
enjoy
that
it.
song. So I'm
actually
like,
like
all
it.
right, like, I don't hate it. Like, oh, like, fuck that song. No, the thing is, it's become the recording process. It's becoming way more simpler. It's getting more simpler by the time, because with the exception of that song on SoundCloud, all the other songs I've uploaded from my laptop, literally just a laptop and like 2 speakers in front of me.
Yeah.
And
So if you choose to listen to those, it's like
be warned, it sounds like shit.
It sounds like shit because again, he himself wants to be a producer kind of thing for his own stuff or for ourselves, you know. So that was his learning experience. You know what I mean? That's what he could do at the time, but you can clearly tell that he has progressed with some of them because there's 2 other mixes that are in there that are professionally done by him to his best of his ability.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. That's
So
cool. So how long have you guys been together?
Well, the 3 of us, like 2 to 3 years. With him, it's
that
gonna
was
be
the
like a
first
year.
year.
I joined maybe
Mid-year, like
no,
around
like
April.
April, because we got our show.
Yeah, it's gonna be a year.
Yeah.
yeah, it was around April when I joined.
Holy shit! It's been April.
Hey, it's almost our year anniversary with you.
That's true.
What was it? How did Rico?
Rico was the one, yeah, earlier.
Ricardo
it's
Rivera, he hit us. He hit me up because he was hanging out with them over at IVC.
Yeah, it's the one day.
And yeah, and I guess they mentioned to him that they didn't have a drummer, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Are you serious? Just give me 1 second."
Yeah.
He runs away, gives me a phone call, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, Sweet Orange." Okay, yeah. I gave him a listen. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll meet up with them." And he was like, "All right, sounds good." Hey, like he said, he'll meet up with you guys, and they were like,
But
we could have done that this whole
the
time.
thing is,
like-
right? The thing is, he knew him. We knew him for a while, and I'm like,
Yeah.
why did they take you to now?
Yeah,
to
that's
tell
what,
us.
that's what I didn't understand. Like he knew our struggle because he was there for a good while beforehand when we were still struggling to find a drummer.
Yeah.
So I told this to his face. So he's watching this. It's like you knew. Why did you wait so long? But I mean, hey,
Yeah.
what did he say?
So we met through like a mutual
that?
Ricardo Rivera of Split Thought. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Asked him later.
He's so familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's the guy from Split Thought. So.
Oh, okay. But was somebody else the host of that podcast?
Split.
It was
I don't know. A real host? No, probably not. I don't know.
Well, he was like the head of it, right?
He's like the main guy.
Yeah.
He was the one who like made Split Thought and all these cool things. He had people, but he's like the main guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I remember like seeing somebody else that I asked them, weren't you the host? Like, oh no, maybe you're confusing me with somebody else. But yeah, so I know you guys won the Battle of the Bands here in Calexico, huh?
Yeah, that I think
When was
that. Ooh, I don't remember, but that's what started.
That
it.
was like the 3rd or 4th gig that we had with him.
Yeah, because
Already
it was the Strike Zone. It was
it
the
the backyard
backyard.
show?
It was the open
Mic
mic,
night, and then-
open mic,
right
and
the
then
next
that
day.
one. The next day
Holy
after
shit.
the open mic
So
was that one,
What,
our
like,
4th
when
gig.
exactly was it? Was it like
When?
No. Oh hell no! It was like back in May, dude. Like
May?
Ooh, I don't know. Somebody stall while I
wanna-
look.
the thing is,
Honestly-
yeah, like we had like literally like 4 gigs with him, and then when they asked us to play there, we're like, oh, like should we do it? And it's like, well, yeah.
June 15th.
Asked us to play with
June?
It was
Battle
June
of the Bands.
15th. That was the
that's
Battle of the Bands, June
That's right.
15th. And that was pretty cool. That was really fun. I think that's the one that got us really like going.
Pumped
Because
to, like,
Right.
yeah, because
After
I mean
that, we were just like, we weren't going show after show after show, but it became more frequent up until November. Then we had a show up until like October. We had a show
October?
every weekend, and it was like a pain. in the
every
ass.
weekend was a show. You know, it was cool. Like
It was a struggle.
well, it wasn't so much pain in the ass. It was awesome to do shows every single weekend.
Yeah.
Right,
You know, it was
great.
It
The
was
process.
it was a struggle sometimes
It was a
because
struggle.
it was you know, our own time with school or you know, work or whatever the heck we had
Yeah.
to do, personal time, you know, as well, getting in the way of like, you know, trying to meet up and practice a different set list every
Yeah.
single show.
Yeah, okay.
You know, try
we had
mix it
to
up.
agree, accommodate to each other's like schedule.
Yeah.
and that was really hard.
Yeah, that's one of the hardest things. Like for me, like with the podcast, is like, you know, because I'm a husband and a dad, and
Yeah.
I have a job, so
Yeah.
it was like my hobby. So like
Yeah.
sometimes it's, you know, whenever people can do it, I'm like, oh, you know what? And then the one time that I got sick when you guys,
Yeah,
were gonna do it,
unfortunately, yeah, but
but yeah, I understand the, you know, the scheduling part. I mean, like for me, when this year has been the busiest in terms of my podcast, like I've done it more consistently, and yeah, when I do like every weekend I do one, yeah, kind of like you get tired of carrying the stuff around
Yeah.
and setting up and making sure you got everything.
Oh,
and
right. You know the struggle with your drum set.
Oh, dude.
Your drum set cymbals and stands.
Yeah.
It's definitely a great experience. It's just like all this tension and like builds up and builds up and builds
Yeah.
up. And then like Saturday, we play a show, boom. And Sunday we don't do anything, and then Monday, and then we're at it again.
Yeah.
And
I mean, granted, it was like, it's so awesome. Like, we're really grateful of the opportunities we've been given to like do shows. Like, of course, because we love to do shows, It's just more of like, I mean, that's how it sort of was. And it being our first year, it was still sort of like, crap, like,
we were
how
still
the
getting
hell-
shit together. Like,
Yeah.
it was definitely an experience because,
Yeah.
like he said, it was our very first time. Like, holy crap, we have a gig here, and then we have a gig here, and then we have a show here.
Yeah.
So it was
They
definitely an
just kept
experience.
coming.
They just kept coming,
They
which
just
is
kept
really
coming.
good.
Yeah.
Again, we can't stress it enough. That was the best part. We had shows. Like, we had shows. And we still have shows this year already, so.
Yeah, that's cool. So, you guys, when are you guys gonna play again? In the LA area.
January 29th.
January 29th is when we go play at the Whiskey for Drake Bell.
Right. That's cool. That's cool. And you guys, I know you guys were selling tickets for that event.
Yeah,
we
we're
do.
still, we're
We
still selling
are.
tickets. They're $20
A piece.
A piece. So even if you guys, the people aren't able to go, the support, because we have to sell those tickets, so I mean, if they could just support us with whatever they can, I mean, that'd be great. They don't have to go, just support. We
Yeah.
appreciate it either way.
Yeah, because those tickets, those are given to you by the
Whiskey itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's cool.
we have the whiskey itself.
So yeah, if you guys want to support them, make sure to hit them up on Instagram.
Instagram at Sweet Orange
Sweet
Band,
And
Facebook.
you guys have merch as well, right?
Yeah,
but
I have a shirt somewhere over there, but I mean those. I brought a shirt. We have a shirt. We have shirts, but these are officially done. Then they were long sleeves, and we're no longer selling them right now because we posted on our page. If anybody wanted an order, they could they can just ask us for a shirt, and that was it. So, but we still have merch. We're planning on selling merch again soon. We don't know
most
what.
likely are.
We most likely will, because that's usually how we make like our money and profits and stuff, And we're really grateful for people to help us out.
Yeah,
when we come
yeah.
over.
I mean, I understand like when it's like kind of like a hobby, but you at the same time you guys have normal lives and
Right.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
it's a pain in the ass. But does he ever talk or?
him.
He does.
He talks.
the
He
quiet
talks, but
one.
he's in
Yeah,
a
I know
stage
that.
performance right now. He sort of doesn't talk for some reason.
I feel like he feels like when we're talking, and he's like,
Like
that. Just like, say whatever you want.
Yeah, if you want to talk, go ahead and talk.
People think I'm the quiet one.
Yeah, no, he's a crazy one. He's like
Yeah,
the one
he's
who
like-
never stops talking, man.
Well, no, I know it was funny. No, not really. He
No,
was
that's-
pretty subtle, yeah, guys, what's up? He was getting kind of used to it when we practiced first year. It went well. It wasn't awkward. Like he was like, oh yeah. Now he's like a completely different. Like,
Yeah,
Did you honestly?
Which is awesome.
Did you honestly expect a lot of people the first couple times you ever played? Because we had a good amount of people at the
Strike
Strike
Zone?
Zone show. That was the first one.
Honestly, we have a really good dedicated group of fans. Even if it's not like a crazy amount, we have a good amount of friends.
some very familiar
that-
faces like every show.
Familiar
Yeah, that
faces.
love to go to each of our shows.
I mean, and excluding obviously a couple friends and some family members,
Right.
we have people we've never met in our lives consistently go to our shows.
yeah, really
you
did
know.
catch me off
Yeah, we
guard.
pay attention. We pay attention to those
that's
people.
cool.
You know what I mean? So
We do pay attention.
You know who you are.
Put
you
it
know who you are.
fine. So
No, that's awesome that that you guys have that following, especially here in the valley. That
Yeah.
it's kind of like limited as to the events that you guys are at.
yeah.
And but yeah, people are following you because I know. I mean, obviously your friends are gonna be there.
Support us and stuff,
Because I know I've seen your dad at some of your
at the
your-
shows.
yeah.
Yeah, our
Friends and
families,
family.
friends and family
That's
are
awesome.
pretty much the ones who are always there, 100% if they're able to. But sometimes there's also people that we've never seen and we're like, holy crap, thanks for coming. And then those familiar faces that are like, oh crap, I remember you from the last 2 shows, man. You've been consistent.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I
man.
think it's awesome when people actually message the Instagram page.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they tell us that dude, you guys sounded good.
Yeah.
And before we know it, we have random people tagging us on posts.
Yeah.
Posts,
Yeah.
we've never,
And they're
we don't-
like, whoa.
It's just really awesome.
And
Yeah.
then from there, people just follow and
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah, it's a good way to spread the word especially for people that like this type of music, because it's kind of fun music to listen to. It's because when you have like really heavy metal rock that's like super loud and
Yeah.
and this one's more upbeat, like peppy, like kind of like fun,
I think I don't know. I think we're the only ones who sort of play this kind of music here in the Valley. And that's not to be cocky. It's just more like that's just how we are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just how we are. Because a lot of people here in the Valley, they play a lot of like different music, like where it's like actual like punk that they like throw throw hands and all these crazy things, or like
a lot of like noise bands.
Yeah, like there's like a good amount of bands here, like a couple other bands only play like they have their own specific style that I've never heard, you know what I mean? Like some people play like prog, some people play like this like funk and like this groove kind of stuff, like it's crazy. Like those bands sort of stand out.
There's somebody behind my house that they always practice music. I've never heard them like play like they always practice this one song that's kind of like group, like I don't know, like psychedelic kind of music, and I don't know who it is. I know they live behind my house and like they practice like at least 2-3 times a week, and it's always the same song, and I'm like, dude, like
wow, like change it up, guys. Come on.
Yeah. Like I mean, you might have all these cool changes, but I mean, like, it's
it's kind of like I don't know. It's a weird type of music, but it's kind of like psychedelic, weird. I don't know. But
and that's still
I enjoy the psychedelic.
That's still somewhat unique here.
I think the cool part about genres and music like that, like what you're talking about, I think that's cool here because the demand here is not that type of music or the music that we play. Like a lot of people here, because it's a border town, a lot of people want to hear
Spanish,
which is cool. Like obviously, like
nothing wrong with that.
Which is like when we do it, and then when we see people into the stuff that we play, then it's like that's cool because it's like we didn't want that, but holy crap, like that's really cool what you're playing. So I think that's really cool that a lot of people here aren't buying into the like. What is it? The norm, like, which is like the mainstream here, which there's really nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I mean, we're like it's all Mexican heritage here, so it's mainly like Spanish rock, cumbias, or whatever the younger people are into now, which is like all this like norteño stuff, corridos and all that stuff. Mariachi's fine, that's what is like a really big thing here, because I mean the culture and stuff. But yeah, like you said, when like people jam to our kind of stuff, it's like holy crap.
Nice.
Like,
it's a nice feeling because it's like, well, like you wouldn't expect somebody like us. The music that we play, or even the other bands that also get recognized here, a lot of recognition. You wouldn't expect them to draw an audience because you would think, I don't want to hear that, but they actually. It's clear. It's clear that like that type of music goes around here.
Yeah,
because people will show up and they'll.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And especially like people like me that grew up like listening to it. Like, it's even though like I might not listen to it all the time, but like when I'll hear a song and I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna go back and listen to this Blink record or Green Day. Yeah. Because I mean, like one of my favorite records is from Green Day, the Dookie. Yeah. That's like one of my favorite albums of all time because it's just so. I don't know, brings back so many memories when I was
the nostalgia behind it.
And it's funny because how people say that sex sells, like when they put like sexy women with but they say nostalgia sells better than sex. So I mean it's cool that that music is nostalgic to a lot of people like from my era or whatnot. So like it I don't think like it's ever not gonna be popular because it's just so that era where it was a punk rock era, like it was really.
It's definitely a different climate today. Like a music is a completely different climate. So it's really for someone like us. It's like it's not like it's a struggle, but like it's not what it could be or could have been back in like the late '90s, early 2000s. So it would have been different, definitely, because the climate change in music, like So,
and in general, climate change.
Yeah, and climate change too.
And the real climate change. It's a real thing, I swear. Man.
Yeah. Don't ignore it.
Do not ignore it, guys.
Walk 20 is our decade.
Use a bike.
So, is there anything else you guys want to add that, I didn't ask or touch upon?
I don't know, Fernie, did he?
You want to say something? You just want to say hi to your mom?
Put him on the spot, dude. He's like, hey, Mom.
Just put him on the spot.
I'm not sure.
We can talk about like our upcoming shows.
Well,
do we have official upcoming shows?
Yeah, we have the one on February 1st. with the red line scene.
Right
over
now
there.
right now in January
It's the whiskey.
it's all eyes on whiskey.
On the whiskey
Then
show.
when
That same
February
weekend,
comes,
when
that
we
same
come back.
weekend we're gonna play at
It is that same
Pentagonal.
weekend, huh?
Okay.
We have Pentagonal and Imperial,
on the 1st of February.
1st of February,
What we were saying,
and
Red Line Studios.
Red
Red
Line
Line
Scene.
Scene.
Red Line
Red
The
Line
same guy that we
Scene.
recorded with, he started this
course.
whole like. It's really nice. It's,
Yeah, he wants to have a platform for a bunch of artists, no matter what they play or what they are here in the Valley, to like branch out.
Yeah.
He wants to give them a platform to have their voice and music heard.
Okay.
You know, so that's what Red Line Scene is and what it's about.
So it's is just like an event, or is it just or
Yeah, it's basically events. It's like, oh, I'm gonna host music for the brewery here, or I'm
Yeah.
gonna host music for Imperial, or host music for the bowling alley, or
Yeah.
like he'll go and provide sound, and he'll just ask whoever, like he'll hire bands and be like, you guys
Yeah.
want to play here?
He'll get
I'm throwing a
bands.
show. Yeah, he'll get bands to play.
okay? I think I saw him on Instagram.
Yeah, Red Line
Yeah.
Scene. It just started. Like
Yeah, it
it's,
just started
it's,
a couple
it's
of
new.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
If people want to follow it, you know, it's for like musicians and anybody can follow it, but you know, it's to help musicians and artists, you know, branch out
Like, give 'em
and get
recognition.
publicity, a platform, you know.
Platform.
So that's what Red Line
cool.
Scene is.
That's cool. I was gonna ask you something else. So the 29th, and then that's the February 1st.
Yeah.
But any other events that you guys might have, you know, people can always check out on
pending.
Instagram.
On Instagram, I mean, we also have the Chuck Fest.
The Chuck Fest
Chuck
That was
Fest.
on
March
March 21st.
21st.
Lupapalooza Chuck
Chuck
Fest.
Fest,
Yeah,
yeah.
Lupapalooza Chuck Fest.
Cannot wait for
And
that.
that's hosted by Kickercast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're the ones. And again, Red Line Scene is providing sound for them.
Yeah, okay.
You know, so it's gonna be a really good event. You know, because clearly the guy knows what he's doing. Again, he's our producer as well. He's Red Line Studios on the side, but he clearly knows what he's doing. So those events are gonna be really good events, and people should go check them out.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Yeah, that could be a good guest for the podcast. Your guys'
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
he's always down for everything. He's he's a really good guy. He's accessible. He's flexible.
Yeah.
He's
really
helped
good
us out
guy.
a lot.
Yeah, and he knows a lot of things about music. So even that,
Yeah.
he's great.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for taking a little break from your practice session. I know you guys are getting ready for
Whiskey.
yeah, for the
Go,
whiskey.
go.
Yeah.
So and I want to remind everybody that you can buy the tickets even if you're not going. Support the band. Follow them on Instagram.
Sweet Orange Band.
Sweet Orange Band.
Sweet Orange Band. Facebook official Sweet Orange. Yeah, that was
shit.
that.
I forgot.
I guess we have Twitter now, but Sweet Orange Band on Twitter. He's in charge of that
Wow,
one.
very original.
Do people here use Twitter?
You'd be surprised.
He does.
A lot of people.
He's
Yeah,
used
I use
personally.
Twitter. There's
I think
a lot of people in the valley.
more like younger crowd use Twitter, right?
Yeah,
A
definitely,
lot of people
definitely.
use Twitter, but I don't know how to use Twitter, so
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
use
use it either.
But that's why he's in
That's
charge
why
of
I'm
Twitter.
in charge of the Twitter.
Yeah, I got
haven't done
Insta.
much with it yet, but
He's got Twitter.
we'll get there.
Yeah, I use it, but I don't see a lot of like feedback from people from here in the valley. I think Instagram right now is like the
Instagram's
thing,
like
right?
everyone-
Instagram,
yeah.
That's the most popular.
Instagram,
Yeah,
the
Instagram.
gram.
Instagram and Facebook for
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, Facebook. I don't use Facebook anymore, like personal. But I feel like for my page, I feel that
Oh.
a lot of people. I have like almost 1,200 followers on
Yeah.
Facebook, and I think that's the biggest. Where I get the most
Yeah.
feedback.
Yeah.
And then you just share your stuff around. People start sharing it. It's like the
Right,
easiest
right.
place to get publicity because you can share things a lot
Share
easier.
a lot of shit.
Yeah. But yeah, we got a little bit sidetracked, but yeah, it happens.
man.
Yeah, but thank you again. Like I said, everybody, make sure you follow these guys. Make sure you stay up to date for their gigs. And yeah, I want to wish you nothing but success. Have fun with
Appreciate it.
have fun with Drake Campana,
Great company.
Yeah.
and
See how that goes.
yeah.
See ya.
Yeah, and like I said, want to wish everybody a happy new year, and that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you guys.
Happy New Year. Thank you.